Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Let's seek the truth and travel the long road to justice together. What you know, Alibuyers? Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi. Good to have you here. It's Thursday, February 5th. We did get a few little nuggets in this, so let's jump in. The blood on the porch was tested for DNA, and that did come back to Nancy. But he said they are also waiting on other results to come in. As far as leads, they are coming in. He says, as of now, there is no person of interest and no prime suspect. Next, they jump into the timeline. At 5:32 p.m., Nancy goes to a family member's home for dinner and games. That would be her daughter, Annie. She took an Uber to get there, and they have spoken with the Uber driver. She was dropped off at 9:48 p.m., and that is consistent with what family said. At that point, the garage door is opened, and it closes at 9:50 p.m. At 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. Then at 2:12 a.m., software detects a person on camera, but there is no video of this person. The reason? There was no subscription with this camera, so it just rewrites itself. When asked if they were sure it was a human or an animal, he said they don't know. 2:28 a.m., the pacemaker disconnects from the phone. So from the time the doorbell disconnects to when the pacemaker disconnects from the phone, you're looking at about 45 minutes that the person or persons could have been in the house. The next day, 11:56 a.m., the family checks on Nancy and discovers she's missing. 12:03 p.m., 911 is called, and 10 minutes later, patrol teams arrive and they alert that something has happened, so search and rescue and homicide responds. He clarifies that he's not sure where the media is getting that there was a forced entry. He said they're not discussing that, so any news of that is not coming from them. Next up is someone with the FBI. He announces they have offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to the recovery and or arrest and conviction to anybody involved in Nancy's disappearance. They're throwing all their resources into finding Nancy. They've brought in agents from the FBI Phoenix, Quantico, Virginia, as well as a cell phone analysis team. They're looking at banking information, social media, the phones, and anywhere else where a digital footprint could have been captured. He said this provides data points and makes a bigger picture for them. He did note they will be back at Nancy's house today. As far as the ransom letter, they said local and national news outlets did receive one. They are taking it seriously. They are in communication with the family, and any action on a ransom would be decided by the family. They have arrested an imposter for a ransom note, and they warn that if you are thinking of doing the same, they will find you. They urge whoever has Nancy to do the right thing because she needs her meds. You have the time to do the right thing before this becomes a worse scenario. They start taking some questions, and the surveillance company has run out of ways to try and recover any video from that night. One ransom talked about an Apple Watch, and the other talked about a floodlight. When asked about whether or not he's worried she is deceased, he said obviously he does worry that she's deceased, but they operate until they know differently, so for now they assume she's alive. The sheriff is asked about the last people that Nancy was with, being her daughter and son-in-law, and if they've been ruled out as potential suspects. He said nobody is ruled out at this time. Also, there was no proof of life in that ransom note, and they are still waiting on further communication. They have not heard anything since those notes were sent earlier this week. He says they need proof of life they can rely on, and that can be tricky with AI in the picture. He said they will not go into what the family has or has not received. They also said in the end, it is up to the family whether or not they want to put videos out or anything out publicly. They reiterate she is in need of her medications and we're on day 5. They don't know if she's getting her meds, and that in itself could prove fatal. He repeats nobody is eliminated as a suspect, but they also have nobody listed as a suspect. The FBI is planning to put up billboards at neighboring state lines, and regarding the ransom note, they say the family is ready to talk. There is no indication anything has happened over the Mexican border, and he also said the ransom notes were the same that were sent between the media outlets. They're not going to talk about the crime scene at all. He did say the first deadline for the ransom is at 5 o'clock today. There is another deadline for next Monday, but they will not go into specifics. They don't know which camera actually detected the person because there were multiple cameras at the home. The sheriff said he never thought she was or was not targeted. It's a possibility. And they end it by saying there will be no more press conferences until they have something solid, some concrete information, or substantial news to share. And that was basically it. So a few new things in there regarding the ransom note and that timeline, but otherwise not much new at this point that they're willing to share. And of course, they know way more than they're saying at this press conference, but they're just protecting their investigation, which is totally understandable. So I'll keep an eye on things. If there's some news that pops up, I'll likely do a YouTube short. So don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want notifications of when I go live or upload new videos, and that is free. All right, that is it for now. Hope you guys have a good rest of your afternoon, and we will see you soon.